Hey guys, Jack Randall here with Arizona Home Inspections, just kind of finishing up your report. I wanted to give you a video rundown just to help you understand a few things to get my opinions on everything. I thought overall the inspection went really pretty well. I just want to run through these photos with you, and then I'll go over most of the items that we found. Overall, the roof I thought was in pretty good shape. Technically, the roof penetration is not supposed to be within 18 inches of the valley. So it's a little short there. It's been like that from original construction. So when you get the roof redone at some point, I would just have the roofer, extend that up a little bit so it's farther away and it meets that 18-inch separation from the valley. But when I was in the attic, I was able to see this area and it looked fine. No staining or evidence of leaks, nor is there evidence of leaks in the garage. Looking down your dryer vent, there's a little bit of buildup in the vent here. It's not super significant, but it's enough that I put it on the report. Maybe in the next year or two, get the vent cleaned out professionally. You can also get the kit and do it yourself, but vent cleaning might be $300, give or take. So some of the pipe penetrations have a little bit of separation at the pipes. That's very common just in this area where it needs to be resealed. The back patio roof, that's a rubber membrane roof system. It's like a TPO roof or a Duralast. It's a big rubber sheet basically that goes over the roof, and that should last a long time. It looks like it was coated, and so keeping up on the coating may be needed. The coating looks like it's got some age to it, but I didn't see any heavy cracking or problems with it. I did lift up the tile underneath, or I guess in this area, kind of where the patio roof transitions up. And so I'm not sure, the picture that I took is right in this area. I'm not sure what happened. There may have been a repair, but the underlayment has an overlap that is not shingled into the roof system. So this overlap should have been underneath this roof underlayment. You can also see some cracking and some, stains. That's pretty normal, but that cracking, that's from age. So it's just telling me the roof's original. Expected life, it's hard to say. I think you definitely have some time on it. I didn't see any major damaged areas. But get a roofer out, have him double check it. This is looking down the microwave vent. You're just missing a screen on the inside of that T-cap. There's some mortar packs up there that are cracking. So roofers will just chip up off that stuff and repack the mortar in. Your main electric looked good. Everything's fine except the one breaker is defective, so that could be replaced. At the garage, the weather stripping is cracked and separated from the wall, so that's something that you could just throw some silicone here and eventually replace this whole thing. The garage door guy, it might be a few $100 to switch out those weather stripping. There's some stucco holes where the old timer probably was located. So you just want to caulk up those exterior holes. Here's your AC unit. It looks original, 2006. It's a Trane, so that's American standard, the best you can buy. It's a 4-ton unit. It does have the old refrigeration, that R22. That stuff is not manufactured anymore. So a lot of companies will tell you if there's any problems with it, they'll just recommend a new unit. Now, most of them won't talk about the substitutions. There's definitely substitutions available for this. The substitutions don't mix with that Freon, but the compressor does operate with the substitutions. So if it does have a leak, you could use substitutions. Windows, I want to say there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 windows that have breached thermopanes. That's where the windows are fogged up a little bit. Or the fog was there and it dried, and then when it dries, it leaves a pattern in the double pane that you can't really see until the sun shines on it. The patio is looking pretty good. There's a couple stress cracks kind of right in the middle of the patio that looks pretty normal. Some slab cracks also that look pretty normal. This is at the front of the house, in front of the den, looking above the window. So the roof decking just has a little bit of damage to it and a little bit of staining. So that tells me the roof is leaking in that area. It's not above or penetrating inside the home that I could see. I didn't see any evidence of water penetrations or damage in the den in this area. But it's enough that a roofer should take a closer look, because that eventually will get worse or even get inside. Underneath the kitchen sink, there's some evidence of a past leak. Maybe at one point something was dripping, or maybe this is just from normal, people washing their stuff and putting the wet sponge down there. I don't know. But it's dry right now, and you could put a liner over the top of that if you wanted. One other thing, the garbage disposal, I think it's defective. I couldn't get it to turn on. This is the kitchen bay window. That one also is breached. You can almost see the slight fog pattern. Some of that's dirt and some of it's stuck in between the glass. Same thing here. It's hard to see, but looking at it close with a flashlight, I can tell that that one's also breached. Now, if this is me, I don't know if I'm running out to replace these windows, because it's not much of an eyesore for me, but I don't want you to be surprised that when certain humidity levels occur and the temperature's right, then boom, it fogs up. So that could happen, and then it dries and it's going to look like this. But it's normally like, $400 a window, maybe $500, depending on the glass and the size. Water filters look pretty good. You got the wrenches to take them off, and these are normally done annually. So I think that said 22 on there. They're installed pretty recently. It looks like a nice system. On the other side of that, outside the garage, that's your main water shutoff. That valve works fine. I did get kind of high pressure, about 90 pounds. So when the pressure is above 80 pounds, we're supposed to recommend a pressure reducing valve, or a PRV valve. They're about $500 installed. I don't know if 90 pounds is enough to cause any plumbing problems or appliance issues, but to follow the standards that's on the report. Water heater is newer. It's a 2022 50 gallon. It is missing a drain pan. So when they built this home, they weren't requiring the pans because it has a metal platform that it sits on. But a new water heater is required the pan for the code. If you're not going to install a pan, I do recommend like a water alarm sensor. They look like smoke detectors, and I bought a bunch of them for my rentals. They look like this. They sell them on Amazon for like, I want to say anywhere from $5 to $10. And when they get wet, that will sound an alarm just like a smoke detector. So that'd be a good alternative to putting a pan in my opinion, but the pan is on the report. There is a recirculating pump, which is nice. There's a little timer for it, so you can set it to your shower schedule. If you're showering around 7 o'clock, then you could set that to like 6:30 or 6:45, and then you'll have, pretty much not have to wait for hot water. Furnace info, that's also a 2006, 100,000 BTUs. That's fine. There is a UV light in there, which is nice. It's an air purifier that's in your ductwork. The living room threshold is just loose a little bit there, that transition strip. The carpet, it's got a little bit of discoloration here and there from wear patterns. Maybe cleaning would take care of it. The ceiling in the living room has a small settling crack at the ridge. This is mainly for just documentation of it, so you know, hey, it's here, and this is what it looked like when you moved in. The size of the crack doesn't alarm me whatsoever. If it was like triple in size, then I would be more concerned. Front den window, same thing. That one has a breached thermopane. Shining the light on it, you can kind of see this. I can't really. Yeah, maybe. There's a little pattern in there, and that's what occurs when the sun shines on it. And the flashlight helps me illustrate that. In the den cabinet, there's an outlet that's wired in reverse polarity. So that's normally a pretty quick, easy fix for an electrician or handyman. It's just the one outlet. In that wall cabinet at the computer desk, there's a switch that turns on the upper cabinet lights. This looks like something that was put in by the homeowner. Basically, it's set up on this extension cord stuff, so that goes to the switch. This is going to the lights. I would say it's just unprofessional, but it does work. Up in the attic, you got a truss system. I thought everything looked pretty good in here. In general, no major stains or signs of roof leaks. There is one truss that has a crack in it, and I think this is from like faulty lumber. I don't know if I should say faulty, but it's just not prime lumber. So on the other side of that truss, you can see there's like a sap line or something like that, and some of that showed through a crack on this side. Does that mean the truss isn't going to function? I think it's going to function fine. But if you wanted it repaired, you might talk to a contractor and they could, sister up a new piece on it. The main attic, you have a nice ridge vent across the top of the attic, which is good. Blown in cellulose insulation. There's one little chunk of insulation missing. That's at the master closet. The rest of the attic looked like this. Looks pretty good. No other cracked trusses that I could see or problems. So that's all the photos I got. You're going to get the report summary just like you did on the last one. There is 20 items here. One safety item is the breaker that's not tripping properly because that's a arc fault breaker. I would say for me, the items that are sticking out would be your garbage disposal that's not working, of course. The roof, get the roof checked out, get that one leak area repaired. Maybe the breached windows, if you had to replace them, that would be expensive. The age of the AC unit, it's working now. It's something that getting it serviced would be a good idea. And it's hard to say how long it's going to last. I would maybe put a budget down for that so you're not going to be surprised if it does fail, but keep the home warranty up and then you're covered. Feel free to give me a call after you get this. I'm happy to go over it again with you. Thanks so much.